Oh my goodness. What was that? What was that? You know what? You know what it is? Arsenal. You have to feel for Newcastle fans, you know. You have to feel for Newcastle fans. I Welcome guys to a new video. This is Electric Sports and we're going to talk about the Arsenal game as usual, okay? Arsenal versus Newcastle, as you can probably see, 2-1 to the Arsenal. What a game. What a game. Where do we start? Lineup comes out and you're thinking, okay, did Mikel Arteta learn from the previous weeks with the game, against who was it? Man City. And then you see Eze playing right behind Victor Gyökeres. And you're thinking, okay, this guy learned something. Because in the media, everybody, even me, I kind of defended it, but at the same time, it's a good idea that Eze played in that Odegaard position or that behind the striker. And then, but this is another thing that surprised me that was pretty good. Mosquera starts ahead of Saliba. Okay, I mean, we know what happened during the game with Mosquera, but I saw that and I thought, that's a good idea. That's because Mosquera has been pretty solid up until this game. So why did Saliba just come in and then replace him? So I don't know. But I liked those two changes mainly, right? Eze in for Merino and then Mosquera in for Saliba. And as you would have it, Mosquera's mistake leads to a corner, which leads to a goal by what's his face, Voltomade. I think that's how you say his name. I'm not sure. But that goal should not have been conceded. That was a terrible mistake by Gabriel, Big Gabby. Big Gabby made a terrible mistake there. And he was just a small touch on his back, and he thought he got pushed, and he pretty much dived. But of course, there's no way the referee's going to give that. Man, I have so many thoughts about this game. From moments where Arsenal were like touching the ball, and every time they got the ball, they gave it away. Every time somebody gave them the ball, they couldn't hold the ball, they couldn't control it, couldn't control their space, and they gave the ball away. Every single time, they kept giving the ball away. And at some point, I thought, okay, Mikel Arteta has done all the right changes, I think. Yeah. Gyökeres up front, Eze behind him, Trossard, Saka, obviously this guy Madueke is injured, so that's fine. Saka comes in, plays, he does pretty good for what he's got, with 2 or 3 players marking him. Yeah. And then you have Zubimendi, Declan Rice, Calafiori, Gabriel, Mosquera, and Timber, who was fantastic. So there are a lot of players here that were fantastic. I think we need to learn how to play with a striker. I don't know what it is. Maybe you guys can tell me. But we cannot... I don't know. Gyökeres can score. And I'm not saying that as like Gyökeres is not a good player. He's very good. But I think the Premier League is just that tough, and he's finding it hard to get some open play goals. Okay? So I think that's something that Arsenal needs to look into. I think that's something the players need to work around, and they have to give him something. Because I don't think this is enough. Gyökeres up front, but you can't feed him anything to get a goal. So they got to fix that. But I think everybody did pretty good. The game went on into the 80. At what time did they even score? It was pretty late. 82 minutes. Mikel Merino comes in for... they take out Zubimendi, bring in Merino, and Martinelli also came in. And I thought for Saka, and I thought that was a pretty good changes. I was expecting Trossard to come out and then Martinelli come in, but I guess for some reason they brought out Saka and Martinelli came in, and they did pretty good for what they got. And Merino, who was the sub, got the goal at the 84th minute. That ball looked like it floated into the post, just like into the post. So that was pretty good. And then Gabriel, who made the mistake that gave Newcastle the first goal. Well, I wouldn't so. The first mistake was Mosquera, of course, because terrible clearance, and then they got the goal. But Gabriel should have marked Voltamade better, and that's how they got the first goal. So he fixed his mistake 96 minutes extra time. Guys, what a game, right? Right? Let's agree on this. What's a football game? Arsenal set piece again, taking us across the line. This was a must win. This was a must win for Arsenal, because if they don't win this, Liverpool are ahead, right? And Arsenal will be in fifth, or I don't know, pretty much still back down there. So this was a must win for Arsenal, and they did it. I love this game. I'm gonna be honest, I almost gave up hope, right? I was like, okay, you guys are not serious. You don't want to win. This is horrible. This is a horrible game. I'm leaving. I almost left. I almost walked away, but I said no. I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna watch the game. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm curious. That is the type of game that last season Arsenal would either lose or draw. That is the type of game. Quality of the bench. By the way, Odegaard also came in. Quality of the bench. Mikel Merino, Martinelli, Odegaard, Miles Lewis Kelly. So Ben White. Oh my goodness. So guys, this is a team that can go through to win the Premier League. This Arsenal team can win the Premier League. But there's obviously a lot of work they need to do within that team, within that squad, in their gameplay, in how they hold the ball, how they control the ball, how they control the game, how they release Victor Gyökeres. They need to do better. They need to do better. 17 shots, 7 on target, more possession, a lot of look at the passes, more than double the passes. So 12 man. So guys, Arsenal can do it this season, but they gotta stay focused. But I will say this was a good game, and very brave of them to go to get the winner, even though it's in the last minute. I think that was excellent. I really do think that was excellent, because last season they draw or lose this game. That's just the truth. Last season they draw or lose this game, but this season, away from home, in that stadium with those fans, winning like this, oh, that's fantastic. That's amazing. I really, really think that's amazing. That was a pretty wicked game. So I'm just giving my immediate thoughts right now after the game. I really loved it. You gotta feel for Newcastle though, Can you imagine being 1 goal up, and then in the 80 plus, almost 90 minutes, they get 1-1 at the Emirates or whatever stadium is your home, and then in the 90 whatever minutes they score. Oh, it's gonna be painful. That drive back home, going to work tomorrow, is gonna suck. This was fantastic. This was great game all around. The game just finished, and I wanted to give my thoughts on it. Thank you guys so much for watching. That was amazing. Gotta keep pushing, gotta keep going. 2 points behind Liverpool. Could be better, but not so bad considering the start of the season Arsenal had playing Liverpool, who won that game because of some freakish free kick that Szoboszlai is never going to score again. I'm telling you right now, he's not going to score a free kick like that again. I may eat my words saying that in this video, but I don't think he's going to score a free kick like that again. And then playing Man City, getting the draw, almost lost that game, but getting the draw last minute, Martinelli, we talked about that. And yeah, a lot of tough games. And Liverpool, and sorry, Newcastle away from home. Last season, I've said it already. Last season, Arsenal lose this game or draw this game. But looking at that scoreboard in that time, Arsenal would lose this game. But 1-1, 2-1. Quality of the bench. Amazing. Gabriel fixing his mistake also. So I think that was an overall good game. I hope Mosquera doesn't lose confidence because of that mistake. They did take him out and bring in Saliba, but hey, Saliba is good. Saliba is kind of ahead of him, I guess, in the hierarchy within the team. But Mosquera is pretty good. That mistake he made was terrible. But hey, Arsenal came off with 3 points, and I think that's the most important thing. Yeah, that's the most important thing. We can talk about the rest and other stuff they can do a little better and what they did wrong and blah blah blah. Mikel Arteta, blah 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 blah. But they got the win, and that's it. That's enough. So we're happy with that. We're happy with that. That was fantastic. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Ugh, I'm gonna go chill. It's already a late evening. Wow, what a game. Liverpool are definitely gonna draw or lose another game this season. So Arsenal just need to keep winning. I'd rather not them wait for the last minute to get a goal or get a victory. But I'll take the 3 points, but let's not make this a habit because we may not be so lucky, I guess, in another team or in another game. Yeah. So pretty good so far. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just football and life goes on. Yeah. All right, guys. Peace.